Shalom. All praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Ba'asham Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, and salutations to all you sincere can. And this is your brother Bawan back again with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Ba'asham Kodash. All praises and glory is due. Unbelievable. Hold on, Salakia. This video is still uploading. Okay, it's already up. So like I thought that video was still uploading because I was still seeing the sign of it loading. You know how Nigerian network gets, but now back to the main topic. Recently for the past few days now, and really the matter has already died down now because I prefer talking about information after it happens rather than when it does, because you have this thing right now on the internet where everybody wants to be the first one to break the news or to bring out the breaking news or have or be the first the first responder or the first broadcaster of certain news and information, when in all actuality it's better to just sit back and wait and see where this goes, right? See where whatever scandal or drama or statement or information or news goes and meets its natural conclusion before you actually speak on it. Okay. And recently I've been seeing this thing, and it's even reached all the way here in Nigeria to show you how serious it was. It first began with the black wife effect. And I don't know if you have heard about that, because you had this thing, all right, this situation where you had women talking about how the black life wife effect, where you had Eve, right, because it was mainly Jake women that were posing with their heathen husbands, mainly Edomites, but you had some Moabites, some Elamites here and there, peppered and scattered amongst the people, about rather amongst the groups, right? And they were talking about how they changed and completely changed and with me gave their husbands, and the term is glow up, right? So you see the Edomites, and you know how Esau Edom be, right? He's a wild man, as the scriptures say. So they are looking, well, the word they use in Nigeria is unkempt, right? They're looking unkempt. You know how Esau be. They don't bathe, they don't wash their ass, they don't brush their hair, they don't brush their teeth, they don't do any form of grooming, right? And then these black women, well, let's just call it what it is, the so-called black woman, right? Eve came, married them, and gave them the glow up. So she started making them take, wash and groom themselves properly and change their fashion, because Esau doesn't have any flavor. So even the way some of these Edomites be dressing sometimes, and you actually know what I'm talking about, right? I'm speaking to the choir right now, because they are the ones that are over there in Babylon the Great and all the other parts of the world. So Eve is now flexing online that, oh, this is what a marrying a black woman will do for you. This is what a marrying a black woman will do for you, right? And then a few days after that, you have this situation, and we see the articles, or rather the videos popping up about it. Black men upset that billionaire says black women are for grown-ups, right? Billionaire says black women are for grown-ups, and some black men are upset, right? So then after a few days, right, it now comes out again that the billionaire they are talking about, which is a small hat that's married to a so-called black woman, right? Which she's a black woman, but that she's Jake is really up in the air, because apparently she's mixed, and you don't know if the father is an Edomite or the mother is a Jake, and you don't know how that situation turns out. But yeah, the man came out and said he never said that, and he even you know took legal action against the original poster of that tweet because it was a fake tweet. And now those same black women, you see them, they did not take back their comments, right? They will not take back anything they said. They posted in ignorance, and they will stick to that ignorance. The same way they did for that same another nigger woman, Rhoda Osman. You remember her, the brick lady, right? These things I always keep them in the back of my mind. And there's a catalog in the back of my head where I keep all this old news that's passed by, because eventually they'll become relevant again, and mentioning it in passing keeps you reminded of the things that happened in the past so that you don't lose that information and forget, the order of these things, which is how we operate in this truth, right? They keep everything, right? You have all that information. I'm just saying all this just to narrate the course of events, right? Before we come to here, where I decided to do a video on it just to show the the hubris of our women, right? The how ridiculous the nigger woman is right now, because this is exactly what the apostles and the elders on down are talking about when they're always getting on these women, right? And you see how foolish a lot of our women are. That's why the scripture says what it does in the book of Job, that the Most High did not impart wisdom in her. Because then let me just play this one. Let's use this one just to show you exactly what they're talking about. Because they're talking about this shit, right, a week ago, but only to find out that the information is false. And even without verification that the information is false, it never crossed the mind of these women that how is it possible that for you to say billionaires are dating and marrying black women up and down when we don't see an example of that in the real world, right? Because how many billionaires actually have black women as wives that aren't, either let me just say so-called black women, so like yeah. But how many billionaires have so-called black women as wives that aren't so-called black men themselves, right? But let's play this video. Let's just play the introduction. We just play a little bit of it, and you just hear it from the mouth of the nigger woman. This is how these women behave and talk about dealing with other men, and that's the issue right there. That's the underlying issue. You see how much effort the nigger woman is putting for the heathen, not just Esau, Edom, even Moab and Elam as well are getting more love from the nigger woman than Jake is. That's just sad, man. That just shows you that these women truly are our enemies.
For several years now, black men have blamed black women for all of the problems within the black community.
They raise the children, they control the family. The black community has been a matriarchy for how many years now, right? From the previous generation, up till now, right? Not started from the previous like two generations up till now. The so-called black community over there in Babylon the Great has been a matriarchy, or the single mothers raising these children that you see out here, these gremlins and demons, and even the scriptures tells you that, right? As for my people, let me get that precept. I didn't think I was going to start with that, but here we are. So that's the precept I'm starting with. Women are their oppressors and children rule over them, right? Which of course can also be seen as, Esau Edom, and because Esau Edom is one of the children, right, that the scriptures are talking about, which is why in the book of Job, you see that in the book of Job, I believe that is the 30th chapter around there, where you see Job also say that they that are younger than me have me in derision. And that's another example showing you that, as the scriptures are manifold, this precept is also talking about Esau Edom. So Isaiah 3 verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors. And the children, of course, refers to Esau Edom, because Esau Edom is the oppressor of our people, you so called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, right? But they are also children, they are babes, compared to our people, because Jake, right, the Israelites are more ancient, are older than Esau Edom in the spirit, of course. Isaiah 3 verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors and women rule over them. And because Esau Edom is our oppressor, he has put the nigger woman over us, which is why you have Eve having far more rights in this kingdom than the so-called, black man, okay? And you see what she has done with those rights. They have completely destroyed the Israelite household. But anyway, let's continue. Let's finish up these precepts. O my people, they which lead thee caused thee to err and destroy the way of thy paths, right? And the leaders of our people are Eve and the sellouts of our people, basically. All these religious leaders and political leaders, which their masculinity is always in question. So we're back to Eve right now. But yeah, she's talking about how, oh, black men have been saying that the black women are the problem. Of course they are. Because you see the so-called black woman, the way she has maintained and managed the household and it has completely destroyed our people. Right? The single mother epidemic, the bastard babies everywhere, 5 different children from 5 different baby daddies. How will you allow yourself to be impregnated by 5 different men and have 5 different children from 5 different men? And it might seem like, oh, it's just a certain percentage of that community that gets involved in this. But that's just the issue right there. That certain percentage is too much because 1%, 0.0000001% is still too much. Let's continue playing the video.
For decades, black men have blamed their black single mothers for staying to feed them, to clothe them, to keep roofs over their heads.
And we know that, for the most part, of course, because this isn't actually true. Eve believing the babies with the grandparents, Eve believing the children at home to fend for themselves, Eve believing the children to go out to the nightclub to party and come back to dead babies, right? You see that all over the news, how the nigger woman really treats these children. But yeah, talk about the food and the clothes. When that food and that clothes is actually, when that food and those clothes are actually coming from the men that are being forced to pay child support by the US government. But we continue playing, you see that already she begins with lies and deceit, trying to frame the nigger woman, right, Eve, as the victim, when in reality, she's every bit guilty of the accusations that have been weighed against her. And it's a damn shame, right, how these women behave and how wicked and treacherous they really are. But let's keep playing the video.
To take care of them when they were sick, to be there to root for them and cheer for them at their little league baseball and football games and basketball games. Black women stayed and raked and scraped and picked up second and third shifts so that they can send their black children to college. And yet, black men today will disrespect and denigrate black wife. For years now, black men have been on social media with women by saying they're going over to Brazil.
She's just talking. She isn't really getting to the main point right now.
Deciding to love themselves and put themselves first. And while they have been doing that, they've been recognizing, hey, we're not so bad. We love being with ourselves. We're good alone. We're good at enjoying life and living life.
So okay, she wasn't really going into anything, right? But let's see if we can find a video that really more covers this situation.
Is it what is called beta?
And the odds, of course.
Hi everybody, welcome back. I hope you're... Listen, this was posted
and that's the name of the billionaire, Ben Horowitz. And basically what they're saying is that this man, Ben Horowitz, he quoted in the tweet, "Billionaires prefer black women. They are loyal and guard your interest. Black wives are for grown-ups." And he came out and said, that was not what he said. He even went as far as to order a cease and desist against the woman that started sharing this information, because that was not what he said. He never made that tweet, what you're finding out. But yeah, let's continue playing the video. You see all the black women all the so-called black women celebrating, right? Eve jumping up and down that Daddy Esau finally recognizes them, right? And coming and talking about how, oh, you black men, you know, this is always coming against the so-called black man. But let's play the video.
Yes, so after this was posted, I was waiting patiently for them to respond. And at least one of them did respond, okay? Because I know one of them was going to respond anyway. Take a look at what he had to say. Listen, I'll be the first one to say it, but a lot of y'all black women have the white man savior complex. A lot of times, y'all overlook what black men say about y'all that's good for white men that say mediocre shit about y'all. The simple fact that all y'all black women are around this bitch parading and celebrating because a white man said that black women are for grown-ups, when there's literally black men out here that are single, that are craving, that are thirsting for black women to treat them right, to create families, to unify with.
And just all the same filler. But you are kind of getting the point. And this is now when I really want to go into the precepts, because basically what you have just been saying is just proof that, hey man, these nigga women, they don't give a shit about Jake. The black one, the so-called black woman does not care about the so-called black man, right? And of course, as it's written, she that is my enemy. Let's just go to that. She that is my enemy, and I think there are two precepts going into that. Okay, I guess there's only one in the. Anyway, let's just get it. All right, Micah 7 verse 10. Let me start from the top. Okay, Micah 7 verse 10. Then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is Yahweh thy power? Mine eye shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire in the street. And the main point I wanted to get right there is just she that is mine enemy. Because that's basically how it is, man. Hey, the Eve has sided with Esau Edom to destroy our people, especially destroy the Israelites, man. Because this is living proof of that, right? This whole black wife effect, and this whole thing about the billionaires preferring to date black women, and things like, and so on and so forth. This is living proof that our women, right, a lot of these Eves out here have basically decided to follow after Esau Edom, and have decided to discard the so-called black man, right? Or so like the Israelites man. I'm just saying black because that's basically what all these people that have been talking about it, the content creators and the like, have been saying. But we're not talking about black men or black women. We're talking about Israelite men and Israelite women, which of course includes the demonic two-thirds as well. Because hey, two-thirds or not, they are still Israelites. As much as as much as it's as hard as it is to admit. So let me get some more precepts. I already know what the precepts I want. All the precepts I want to get. The woman and the wickedness of the woman, right? And I find more bitter than, and I find more bitter than death. And hey, even the men of the Lord, right, had odds against the nigger woman. That shows you just how evil some of these are women are. So this is the book of Ecclesiastes 7 verse 26, and this is King Solomon talking right now. And actually, this shows you just how wicked the Jacob man is. Ecclesiastes 7 verse 26. And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands, who so pleased the Most High. Yahweh Basham Yahushua shall escape from her, for the sinner shall be taken by her. Right. And I want to get some more precepts. Let me just go. I want to get some more precepts. That's the first part, and I think the next precept I want to bring out should be in the book of Ecclesiastes 25. Right. Let me see if I can find that. Oh yes, just as I was just as I was looking for Ecclesiastes 25. So I want to start from the top. Okay. Ecclesiastes 25 verse 13. Give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. And these are just precepts just to warn you out out there. When the apostles and the elders say, hey, that the nigger woman isn't worth dealing with, get a Hispanic, get a Edomite, get a what, get a woman of another nation, Moab, Ammon, whatever. That's just the facts, and that's just the truth, because you are clearly seeing that these women, they don't like Jake like that, man. And their main target is Esau, because imagine this. You hear about all the things that a so-called black man must do, right? Jake must do before they can even go on a date with the nigger woman. All the lists, oh, you can't take her to chain restaurants. It has to be all these exclusive, black tie restaurants where the food is like the food is like thousands of dollars for a plate that they just put, one piece of seed, one seed, and throw ketchup on it, right? And then you now start eating all these abominable foods like lobsters and crabs and caviar and calling it fucking luxury, you know that a so-called black man, right? Jake has to be earning six figures before they can even come and talk to you. Jake has to do transfer to your account before they can even talk to you, Seth. But yet you go out with these dusty ass Edomites, man. Don't shave. So like that isn't, you know yeah, you can grow your hair as long as you want. What I'm talking about is don't bathe, right? Don't take care of themselves. Don't wash their clothes, because hey, you are hearing stories online about how Esau Edom, they will be always having that wet dog hair smell, that kind of thing. And you see these women will still take them like that. And when they transform them, they're talking about, oh, the black wife effect. And that shows you right there that Eve can put the effort. Eve can be feminine if she wants to, right? But she chooses not to, especially for the so-called black man. All right, especially for Jake, and that's nothing less than treason right there, straight up betrayal. Because even if you want to talk about the passport bros, right, and the men that also go and start dealing with other women, they don't do the same to you, to you so-called black women, man. They don't withhold um resources, right? They don't, see, they're not going to buy, they're not going to spend any money on the nigger woman, they don't do anything like that. But yet you have these women out here being more masculine, being more combative, and being more wicked, right? Because how many videos have somebody seen, and how much, here in Nigeria has like the second highest rate of paternity fraud. First is Jamaica. So you see that it's Jake that this thing is plaguing the most. And how many of these nigger women will straight up marry men and have children with other men? How is it that 30%? How is it 30%? So that tells you that 30% of DNA tests come back, showing that the man, right, the father is not the actual father of his children. That shows you right there, man. Hey, because the reason I'm even doing this video is I used to defend the nigga woman a lot. And I used to say that, oh well, Eve is bad, but you can still, there's still, the, how did they say, diamond in the rough, right? You can still, struggle and turn your head and find a decent woman out there. It's not, it's better, I was still saying that better to deal with Eve than to deal with some of these heathen men. But at this point, hey, whatever problems the heathen will give you, Eve will give you, and sometimes even far more than that. It's better to deal with these heathen, because our women on this side, especially these two-third house women, are wicked as hell. Even some of the women in this truth be wicked as hell, but I don't have much experience about women in this truth, and I don't have much experience about women in general to even be going into that. But I do have enough experience to know that these women be wicked as hell. They want to go into any details. Yeah. Well, let's just continue reading. Let me continue reading, because there's still more to go in this precept right here. Just and this is just warning any of the any of the newcomers, or any of the newcomers, because the account that are in this truth already know all about this. They already know how much of a pitfall, how dangerous the nigger woman is. Ecclesiasticus 25 verse 16. I had rather dwell with a lion and with a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman. The wickedness of a woman changeth her face, and darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth. Right. And that's why you see that, our women, some of these are women, they be looking, you know, how Eve be looking sometimes, they be looking strong faced as hell, looking strong as hell. And that makes me think of a precept right here. So let me get that precept. Let me get that precept. Here it is. So this is the book of Isaiah 3 verse 16. Moreover, Yahweh saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, and walk with stretched forth necks, and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet. Therefore Yahweh will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and Yahweh will discover their secret parts. And that's why unique women are always bald, wigs, weaves, you know, hair, all manner of hair manipulations, with the creams and the lotions and the hair softeners and the toning creams and the shampoos, just to try and get your hair in order. But it just ends up destroying the hair even more. And that's the causes of the Most High Yahweh Basham Yahushua on our women, because you know how proud Eve is. It doesn't even need to. It doesn't even need to be. You don't even need to be living in Babylon to see the pride of Eve. Even here in Nigeria, man, a lot of these women, they walking around like in nothing can do that. In nothing can touch them, right? Like nothing can happen to, nothing can touch them. Like their shit doesn't smell. Like they don't even walk on the ground. Like they're floating in the air. Anyway, continuing on, Isaiah 3 verse 17. Therefore Yahweh will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and Yahweh will discover their secret parts. In that day Yahweh will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet, and their cords and their round tires like the moon, the chains, the bracelets, and the mufflers, the bonnets, the ornaments of the legs, the headbands and the tablets and the earrings, the rings and nose jewels, the changeable suits of apparel, and the mantles and the wimples and the crisping pins, the glasses and the fine linen and the hoods and the vials. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink, and instead of a girdle, a rent, and instead of well set hair, baldness, and instead of a stomacher, a girding of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty. And Eve is cooking right now, straight up burning in the oven, completely, straight up burning in the oven, completely burnt out, like, hey, like the back of the oven right now, because a lot of our women have completely lost their beauty, man, and that's just the causes affecting them. And even the little beauty that you can find in a woman that is humble, feminine, and all the other humble, feminine, and at least a little bit decent. You can't even find that with our women. You see how loud, boisterous, masculine, all these terms, and I didn't even like to use those terms to describe the nigga woman before, but at this point, man, you bitches deserve what you get. So let's continue reading. Ecclesiasticus 25 verse 18. Her husband shall sit among his neighbors, and when he hears it, he shall sigh bitterly. And it's funny because I've actually seen this happen face to face in real life here in Nigeria. Where your wife is being, a complete demon, and you don't think you can just sit around, and just lament about the situation. Anyway, continuing on, Ecclesiasticus 25 verse 19. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. So yeah, let me just so you continue reading on, and it continues going on, warning you about the wickedness of a woman, and warning you about the way in which these women behave. After all, Was it not King Solomon that said that in his walk upon the earth, right, that in 1,000 men he found only one righteous, but in 1,000 women, let's see how many he actually found righteous. And you can already know the answer to that question, but let's just go to it anyway, because it just shows you the extent of the wickedness of the nigger woman. And it's a damn shame that it's like that, man. But right now we're under the curses. That's how it is on the earth. I can't find that precept. Like, I forgot now where it goes. Basically, it just says, just King Solomon. I think it was the book of Proverbs. I've forgotten where in the book of Proverbs. Okay, it was not Proverbs, it's Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes 7, verse 27. Behold, this have I found, said the preacher, counting one by one to find out the account, which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not. One man among 1,000 have I found, but a woman among all those have I not found. Lo, this only have I found at the Most High. Jehovah Hashem Yahushua hath made man upright, but they have sought out many inventions. And with that, I'll end the video right there. Once again, all praises, honor, and glory unto Jehovah Hashem Yahushua Hashem Rachakwadash. Wa abad baba, and through the Spirit, I hope you are calm and you are quiet, edified. Shalom.